much, but that progress comes at the cost of personal freedoms and human rights. You might be knowing that in Singapore is accused of not having human rights.
You said that they do not get equal rights, but according to the report, most of the people in Singapore are happy with the government. They get every right they want. They are supporting their government and they do not want their government to change.
I would say, as you are saying that Singaporean people are happy with the government, then how can you ensure the ground situation of Singapore? The ground situation of Singapore, you don't know about that, I don't know about that. What if the media there is not free and they cannot publish what they want? If they cannot publish the true things that are happening in the country, then how will the world get to know that what's happening in Singapore?
So, saying that we need democracy. The topic is democracy is the best form of government. We do not have to grab the examples of country. Okay, so we don't have to take examples of countries. So what do you want to take examples of? In every state. So let me tell you this. If you're talking about the media suppressing the people's rights, it happens in every single state, every single area in the whole universe. If you look every part, even India has its own flaws and the parts which are hidden from everyone. And we also have the reports on that too. We see everywhere, every day in news that there is this happened. We feel sorry for them. But what does the government do? They do nothing about the situation. They say they are doing something, they are doing something. We see no progress. Every day there is something wrong happening in the country. Even when the democracy is so good, just like you said. Okay, so as you are saying that, so tell me about the abolishment of human rights and the freedom of speech that has been abolished in the non-democratic countries. As you are grabbing countries in the topic, I will also grab. I am not only talking about the non-democratic countries. I just said India. India is a democratic country, right? India is a democratic country, right? So, if India is a democratic country, why are the people's voices suppressed? Why are people not having the right to speak for themselves? Okay, and this topic is enough. Okay, if we continue talking about circles around it, I'm just stating my point that India is a democratic country. No, it is not. India, not every place, you go everywhere. Democracy is not perfect at all. Democracy does not deserve to be best form of government. It does deserve to be the best form of government, but it has the potential. It has not developed yet. So as you said that India is not perfect, okay? So let us just aside the country India, our country, let us take example of my country. In that country, the people are agreeing that 100% democracy is 100% true, is secure and it's giving them the right they deserve. First country is Norway, second is Switzerland, and third is New Zealand. Just try to grab any example of that there are other rights are being abolished there. Just try to grab. Now, aside the country India, now talk about the world's democracy, not just India. Okay, you are saying that democracy is 100% right in those countries that you have taken the name. Okay, according to my research, Japan is the most democratic country, and I know that every coin has two faces. Okay. Every coin has two faces. There is disadvantage and advantage. The North Korea is democratic, but it is unsafe because of security situation.
Correction please. How many of the people in here think that North Korea is an absolute democracy? Just raise your hand. Absolute. No one, no, it's a monarchy. It's a dictatorship. How can you say that North Korea is a type of democracy? Just tell me the point how it becomes democracy. Just the point that North Korean government does to make it a democratic country. The world knows that North Korea is just a dictatorship.
Okay. Slip up happens with everyone. Slip up happens with everyone. She is new. Let her give her a space. Okay. She did a slip up. North Korea is not a democratic country. I agree. We were all a bit of it. It's her mistake. Accept my mistake, but I still oppose the idea of democracy. And North Korea is a dictatorship. Yes. People don't get the right. Yes. I'm not talking about North Korea. I will never talk about North Korea and democracy. Let's not take any examples for now. I will talk about how democracy affects. Democracy is still in some countries, but there are many people who still strive that the things are written that they have the rights, but the citizens are still, the society are still judging them. We can't change that, right? So if we're talking about these countries, that countries, it is only a written in paper. And let's put this topic aside and talk about abuse of powers. Abuse of power happens in many countries, every place. Even criminals leave our country sometimes. Like Atiq Ahmed. My participant will explain more about it if the topic is raised. His partner knows about media, but she is a bit hesitant. Okay, so I will tell you about it. So media says that they are the fourth pillar of democracy and all, but sometimes they only promote one party and one. Just like I said before, you neglected my point, forgot about my point, but it's fine. So the media sometimes promote one party and say there's a man who says about this and that about all the ministers, roasts and basically, and I laugh at every often commentary, but it's fine. And we always make sure to oppose the idea of anyone trying to promote their own party in this channel. I forgot his name, but he's a very famous reporter.
So as you say that the media favors one party, there are so many independent journalists, they have received Padma Bhushan for that only, and that is given by President. Okay? And President is known. It's just the one who takes care of the whole country and the nation. So, there are so many journalists. Just give me an example in which these journalists have been arrested or have been exploited just because they wrote the right thing in the article. Just give me that. If the media wasn't independent during the election in India, no one would be able to criticize the leading government. Am I right? Yes, I am. Now I am here to say that there is a big problem in the system today, where people have no information and education. They are making the decisions that can affect others' lives. We are using a system which was made 200 years ago and want us to live in it. If this what democracy is, where every leader comes and promises you to give free beef, free money, free rights, why don't government think of giving employment? Why don't government stick to the main problem, main issue? Distracting the real issue by the easier method, easier deeds of the people won't solve the big holes of the democracy. What we want is a hopeful future, not an idea of a business leader. People say that democracy is the best form of government. Are you really sure about that? Because as it provides power in every hand, but let's talk about the recent case that had happened in Bangladesh. A peaceful protest by a student led to a harsh, dangerous result that led to fleeing their ministers from their own country. The countrymen of their own country are destroying the infrastructures. Is this the social dignity the democracy provides? My question is this. Democracy, what is democracy? Do we really need it? Think twice, think twice. In the name of issues, we are providing free
Shubhash House, you have 1 minute left.
in name of issues, we are providing with free guides. Is it what we really want? The idea of want. Is taking our future in hands of corrupt in name of democracy. What they will serve. Is this we really want? Think twice, think twice. With this, I, Kranchi Tiwari, with whole Shubhash team, conclude the debate and strongly opposes the idea of democracy being the best form of government. Thank you.
Nehru House has 2 minutes left.
Democracy is the government of the people, by the people and for the people. Its first priority is to respect every religion, caste and every person's gender and only brought to the majority. Independent court and promising equality. Democracy also balances the progress as well as human rights. Unlike in dictatorship or a non-democratic country in which all the decisions are being taken by a single person. The people with a dictatorial mindset who just want one people to take them into a dark side and would just never oppose them. As well as the non-democratic people like the dictatorial mindset like the unchallenged and unofficial arguments that are being completed as a law. That's the thing. And the last thing is, at last I would just like to say, if the democracy is the best form of government, that all the flaws in democracy, then if there are flaws in democracy, then there is not. And the last thing is that the flaws of democracy can be cured by more democracy. My question. I asked that how the lawbreakers becomes the lawmakers in our country and other countries as well. It's due to manipulation. It's not the fault of democracy.
If it's manipulation, then let's take an example of Sri Lanka. In that country, the Sinhala speaking were in majority and they overlooked the country. They neglected minority. They made Sinhala the national language of the country. They made the constitution to foster citizens and they made reserved seats for the candidates who are applying for government jobs and universities. Is it really a form of democratic government?
First of all, Sri Lanka is not an absolute democracy, and you are again talking about examples. Please talk about the problems in democracy.
First of all, Sri Lanka is an absolute democracy.
The Sri Lanka was ruled by Sheikh family.
Okay, since Sri Lanka, you don't want countries examples, fine. I won't bring countries as examples. Let's talk about real democracy. Okay, so as we have seen how criminals and everyone have been ruling over democracy and coming over, so it is truly the fact that democracy is being judged by everyone who comes around the way, showing a fake result card that they have passed this exam, that exam, and it is because of their popularity. How about the qualification criteria? They pass the exam on the skills and everything, so they can be a fully alleged minister. Can run for election. They can be seen as eligible, not because in democracy. Why is there no qualification exams? Why are there no entrance exams for the ministers? Why are they not judged? The fourth pillar of democracy, India, makes sure that people know about their rights, and have knowledge about what they are doing.
Gangster. He also served as the member of Indian Assembly and he is also member of Uttar Pradesh Legislative Assembly from the Samajwadi Party. The weird thing about him is that against him there is 160 criminal case reported. And he completed several elections in the jail. Why? Now the lawbreakers become the lawmakers. This is like the good governance of the country. When the UP police seized his property, it was 11,684 crores. Why?
First of all, trials are still going on. Second, Atik Ahmed has been encountered as the governments of UP were hand over to other party. I will not say the party because I don't want any political issues to be here. Am I forgetting the topic is democracy, not Indian democracy. So do not bring that topic up. If you have said that, I have to counter that. So, Atik Ahmed was a gangster, according to you. So, he was, in actual, he had been killed. His paternal things had been distributed in old age homes and adoption centers. It has not been kept as the property of Income Tax Department of India. And second, he manipulated income tax charges even after 5 times. 5 times. Just think once, how many times will an Income Tax Department committee will come to your residence and say that give us the accountants of your residential income. How many times it is done? 5 times. Now he has manipulated all those 5 times. It's a system of democracy. If it fails sometimes, it doesn't mean that it is going in a wrong way. It fails because people plays a psychological game, reverse psychology, and it was in a non-democratic government. The leader and the close ones of the leader are the one who have all the things, all the property of the, just example, North Korea. They have the residence account of all the people and citizens of their country. The people living in their homes are not safe. They are not having the accountants of their own money that they are making by their blood, sweat and tears. What will you say about it?
Time is over, guys.